If you look at the reality of warfare now, it's becoming more and more robotic, right? Like it's drones that are going out into the field much more than human soldiers, much more than human-driven planes. By extension, it seems like if the technology ever became cheap enough, they would do the same thing to fight crime in any area, but probably especially high crime areas like Johannesburg.
Put all the presentations together for Neil to choose which weapons he'd like for all the characters. Ninja's main sort of character weapon. It's your basic M4 platform with a silencer on the end, your torch, your PEC 16. Your Landy ends up with this and with one of these, the Micro Uzi. Painted blue, but she handled them well and she looked fantastic. In Hippo, he's got the golden AK, which we made up specially for this movie. You can see a lot of wear. I mean, if you want to ever gold coat your weapon in a practical sense, I'd advise against it. Then Dion, when he goes into the gun shop. And in contrast, I think he bought this because he really doesn't know much about firearms, so he just got the cheapest and the quickest and easiest and off he went. But this is what he carries with him and tries to threaten Ninja with it.
Step back! Okay, chill, okay. I was aiming at the tree, but I moved.
We've developed this weapon system over about a 10-year period, and what's unique about the weapon system, it allows you to shoot a high-velocity grenade at 310 meters per second. So this is giving you man-portable, cannon-type firepower. The grip is on the side, obviously it's very unique, and that's to allow the weapon, the main weapon system, to recoil in the stock.
Yeah, I'll take two. Yeah, I'll take two of these.
Today, we usher in a new day, one that represents the end of crime.
I think it was so important with the Scout to get some sort of humanoid emotional value into the design of it. It's almost more important than the reality, but the reality is quite amazing.
It's a very practical creation is what the Scout is. He's kind of shaped in the version of a human in a way, so he can kind of blend into society, you know, as much as possible as a robot can.
Neil is someone who comes from a visual effects background and has an amazing visual imagination, and so he had a very clear idea of the sort of shape and feel of Chappie. And then he went to work with the guys at Weta and just crafted this robot who feels high-tech, but also feels very human and animal.
From design aspect to right into practical props, they think about every single item that has to be created and why things have to work the way they do.
Weta found a way to make the ears articulate.
Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass. Oh no, I'm nervous, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And make him feel superhuman in a way, but not inhuman.
It's realistic. It's what a government could actually maybe afford in a few years. It had to be tough. It had to look like it could do the job, and that came right down to scenicking level where we've got scratches on the paint where they're sitting in the helicopters and so on, that sort of thing, grease marks, all of that. They're a piece of equipment, so that's what they end up looking like.
The police force is very happy with the Scout. Very, very happy. We've just ordered new droids.
Thank you.
And we've been very successful at bringing down the crime rate. But this, no, we don't want this. I mean, look at it, it's overkill. It's expensive, it's big, and it's ugly.
Vincent's Moose is this big, imposing kind of war machine that's kind of intended for disaster situations and to kind of cause carnage.
My character develops this robot called the Moose. The actual Moose is built by Neil Blomkamp.
He calls me one day, I need CG models. And he comes back within 12 hours, this is what I want.
Some of it is just stuff that he's been playing with in his head, whether it's mech suits or robotics in different movies and even commercials he's done over the years. The Moose is a terrifying weapon that is animal in that it sort of walks on its hind legs. In some ways is as much a monster as it is a robot.
So we send the model off to Weta. They tweak things and make sure that it's what they can create into the physical prop, which was 12-foot tall, insane robot that stood around set and everyone could not believe what they were looking at because it's so incredible.
So this is the Moose. This is Vincent's creation, designed by Neil Blomkamp. He has a 40mm cannon here. He has a minigun up top. He has jaws of life. He has a grinder. This is all for search and rescue kind of scenarios. He has a net gun. He can get around in various ways. He's bipedal, he can walk around, but he's also got these large jet engines here, so he can fly.
Let's go!
Whilst the things we have in the film, these robots don't exist now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a prototype for it. Maybe in Neil Blomkamp's backyard, there's a little actual prototype of the Scout.
Destination or task.
If Neil's actually not on set and one of the Scouts, in his next movie is directing, you heard it here first.